So this weekend, Canelo Alvarez is back to defend his world titles against up-and-coming, undefeated challenger Edgar Berlanga. And I've got to be honest with you people, I'm having a hard time getting excited about this matchup. I've been coping hard. I've been trying to tell myself, oh, it's not that bad, or you know what, I'll get a pizza, invite the boys over, make a night out of it. But the truth is, this fight does nothing for me. But because I am a content creator and I would like to cover this fight, or this whole event rather, it's only right that I buy it, right? And who knows, maybe we'll get to see Canelo knock out Edgar Berlanga this time around. I'm just trying to, be optimistic, look at the glass half full. But what can I say? This is boxing in the U.S. in 2024. Not only is the main event subpar, the card itself is just as bad, or if not worse. And let me explain. So on the undercard, you have Rolly Romero fighting Manuel Jaimes. Why they're still putting Crayon Eating Rolly on a pay-per-view is beyond me. I couldn't tell you why. They keep putting this dude behind a paywall, but it is what it is. And then you have Cool Boy Steph taking on Carlos Castro. Cool Boy Steph lost his super bantamweight titles against Inoue back in July of 2023. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the dates, okay, people? Please pay attention to the dates because they are very important to the point that I'm trying to get across here. And then you got Caleb Plant taking on Trevor McCumbee. Caleb Plant's last fight took place last year in March of 2023. And then you have Danny Garcia set to make his return versus Erislandy Lara. Danny Garcia hasn't competed since 2022. He hasn't fought nobody in 2 years. Now, if you've been paying attention to these fighters' dates, when was their last fight and when it took place, you will notice that all of these guys have been inactive for over a year, or some have been inactive for even longer than 1 year, up to 2 years without competing. Let me point something out to you here, people. The PBC essentially wants you to pay. The PBC wants us to pay so their guys could get their ring rust off. There's no other way to look at it. The PBC is charging us for their fighters to shake their ring rust off. And here comes the best part. Y'all ready? This is my favorite part. They want us to pay $90. I ain't bullshitting, y'all. The PBC wants us to pay $90 for this bullshit. Unbelievable. Do I think this fight will sell? Absolutely. I don't have a doubt in my mind that this fight will do fantastic numbers. Canelo already does $500K alone by fighting John Ryder or Jermell Charlo. Now you throw in a Puerto Rican in the mix. Puerto Ricans are huge in boxing. And they've been patiently waiting for a Puerto Rican superstar to be born. And what better way for a superstar to be born than to knock out the current superstar in the sport? Puerto Rico hasn't had a superstar fighter since Miguel Cotto. So can you imagine the traffic that fight is going to bring in? You have Puerto Ricans all up and down the East Coast ready to support Edgar Berlanga with their Puerto Rican wallets and their Puerto Rican dollars. I don't even need to tell you guys how much love Canelo gets from the Hispanics here in the United States. Y'all already know. But just to give you guys an idea, I live out here in Northern California. A lot of Hispanics out here. And when I tell you not many are boxing fans, they don't really watch boxing on a regular basis. But you better believe it when I tell you that these people will be tuning in to watch Canelo fight. You see, at this point, Canelo is more than just a fighter. He's a show. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Canelo is a show. And most people are more than happy to pay to watch this show. But yeah, man, it's been a rough one to get excited over. Over here on the Big Old Dog Boxing TV channel, I'm all about rooting for the underdog. But when it comes to this particular fight, I just don't see it. I don't see any hope for Edgar Berlanga. Of course, this is boxing. Anything could happen. But boy, let me tell you, Edgar Berlanga is just really missing that it factor right now, man. He just doesn't have it for me. I'll tell you one thing, though. Edgar Berlanga has been selling the shit out of this fight. He's been talking about how his key to victory is going to be a jab, and he's got to work his jab, and he's been studying Bivol and Bivol versus Canelo fight. Like, come on, dude. You ain't no damn Bivol. And second, you ain't even a boxer-style puncher like that, man. You don't fight on the back foot. You're not no defensive genius. Berlanga is a counter puncher that stands pretty flat-footed for the most part, waiting for his opponent to throw a punch so he can counter him. If Berlanga is planning on changing his style for this fight, I'll tell you what, he chose a hell of a fight to do so. This is not the fight you decide and, I'm going to change my style all of a sudden. You should have tried that in a previous fight. But you see, that's the problem with Edgar Berlanga. He played it safe up until this point. He stayed cleared away from the riskier fights to fight the more easier fights, the less riskier fights. Edgar Berlanga has played it safe up until this point, and I don't think he realizes what he's really going up against this weekend. Berlanga has never even faced anything damn near close to a Canelo Alvarez. The only chance Berlanga has in this fight is if something terribly wrong happens to Canelo Alvarez, like he dislocated a shoulder or he broke one of his ribs in sparring and Berlanga happens to capitalize on it. Other than that, I don't see it. So yeah, give me Canelo knocking this dude out. Let's say the 8th round. The only fight on this card that I'm half-ass excited for is the Danny Garcia versus Erislandy Lara fight. I think Lara wins this fight just off the simple fact that Lara has been more active than Danny. So yeah, give me Lara in a split decision. No knockout though. I don't see a knockout happening. Danny Garcia hasn't been knocked out or hurt up until this point. Say what you want about Danny Garcia. He's never been hurt. He's never been rocked. He's never been dropped in his fights. But yeah, man. That's all I got for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Are you guys buying this fight or are you not? Let me know, man. Let's chop it up. Let's talk some boxing, man, with your boy. You already know. Catch you on the next one. This has been your boy O-Dog. Boxing in the mouth. This bitch.